Hey everybody, welcome to the Blockbusters show season 10. I'm Adam Sykes, and we're going to be doing something a little different. So, you might remember at the end of the last episode, the final episode of season 9, I said I was going to try and do some kind of different content for Blockbusters moving forward, and this is going to be one of those videos. Obviously, it's not going to be replacing the main gist of Blockbusters, which is looking at movies, typically bad ones, every so often doing so bad they're good ones, or maybe underrated ones. But yeah, going forward, trying to do stuff on different subject matter, you know, Japanese pop culture, some anime and manga, maybe some video game related stuff, who knows, maybe even comic book stuff. What exactly are we talking about? Well, as you could tell from the video title, the thumbnail, and this t-shirt, we're going to be talking about the very popular Japanese idol Vocaloid Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku is one of those characters where even if you don't technically know who she is, you kinda do. You've probably seen her pop up in commercials, or in anime, or in memes. You probably see people dressing up as her at costume parties and conventions. She's a very popular character. She started in 2007, and she's just one of many Vocaloid characters. And a Vocaloid is kind of like a VTuber, you know, in the sense that like they have that anime girl aesthetic. Specifically in Miku's case, it's kind of like fictional bands or musicians, kind of like Daft Punk or the Gorillaz. It's kind of like that, except, you know, whereas the Gorillaz is a fictional band with 4 animated characters and Daft Punk are 2 performers running around with robot costumes on. Hatsune Miku's thing is that she's typically used for musical purposes, and it's all being portrayed through this one singular character, which is this anime girl who has bright neon blue hair and pigtails, and she has her uniform. Specifically, the purpose of this video is to review some of this merchandise that I found at FYE, which I go to every once in a while. And I went there for after Christmas shopping to see if they had anything. And I've noticed this plenty of times before, but eventually I was like, okay, I need to do something with this. This has to be a video. I kept seeing that they had this whole section dedicated to Hatsune Miku merch, and this is just some of it. This is just a little bit of it. You know, I'll show some pictures of what I was able to capture while I was there. I mean, you got Hatsune Miku chopsticks, Hatsune Miku socks, shirts, hats, manga, blankets, calendars, art books, scented candles. Those things that you see on YouTube that like they look like little faces, and like they're kind of like shaped like musical notes, and they make like electric music sounds. Automatones. They had Hatsune Miku automatones. So while I was there, I was able to grab some of the Hatsune Miku merch, and I decided I'll do a video talking about some of this. This shirt was, I believe, from FYE, and if it wasn't, it was probably at like Hot Topic or something. But yeah, this was just one of the many shirts, and obviously it's very adorable, like Miku the character is. So yeah, let's just get into some of the stuff that we have here. We have some food items, we have some clothing items, some merch. Let's get into it. Alright, so first off, this is a Hatsune Miku lanyard. So we got a Miku keychain, and we got a Hatsune Miku lanyard, and it even has, like, I think like her logo and little images of her across. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to try and put this on. I like the little design they have on it, and oh yeah, look at that. There is, oh wow, yeah, it's pictures of Miku, and then you got like her logo all across. Yeah, alright, wow, that's neat. And you'll notice very quickly the color scheme, specifically for the text, is often pink, and there's a little bit of pink on Miku. But typically the colors are like white, pink, black, and blue. We got the lanyard, and we got the keychain right over here. I'm going to put this on the couch for now. Next up, we got this Hatsune Miku bucket hat. I'm not the world's biggest fan of bucket hats, especially nowadays. I feel like crappy YouTubers like Jinx have kind of ruined bucket hats because they wear way too many of them, especially when you see stupid shit like bucket hats with the emojis on it. It's like, you know, or ones that have like 100 all over. It was the only Miku hat they had. They didn't even have like a Miku baseball hat or anything like that. It's a bucket hat. But alright, let's see how this looks. Oh my god. Oh wow, look at that. Kind of looks like somebody who runs like a terrible weeaboo anime news channel on YouTube. Or another possibility, this kind of looks like what would happen if Hunter S. Thompson came back from the grave as a weeaboo. Next up is this Hatsune Miku manga. And there was a couple of Hatsune Miku manga that were being sold, but this was just one of them. And it caught my attention because I noticed it was from, what is this? It's from Seven Seas Entertainment, also known as Seven Seas Publishing. There was some video on something from Seven Seas on this channel not too long ago, right? Like, didn't one of the other guys do a video talking about something from Seven Seas? You'll also notice this is a very thick book, and I've only just started reading it like a short time ago. So yeah, I haven't finished the book yet. I do plan on eventually maybe doing a video on it at some point in the future. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to read the back of the book, and then I'm just going to put it over here. And yeah, like I said, hopefully at some point in the future I'll get to do a video doing like a more in-depth review of this. Shinotseto Asano is a university student tasked with field testing the android known as Hatsune Miku. Although human-like, Miku has much to learn. Asano finds himself bewildered and enchanted by her charms. Together, Miku and Asano will learn what love and life are all about. But what is the lifelike android's deepest secret? Experience Hatsune Miku, the beloved singing, dancing, and gaming sensation that has taken the world by storm, now in her own standalone light novel. So there you go. That also highlights a key piece of lore that Hatsune Miku is supposed to be an android. So I guess that's why everyone says that she looks like that, God, what's the name of it? I'm blanking on it already. That one show from years ago. It was on Nickelodeon, I think. God, what is the name of that show? I'm going to put the book over here so that way it gets to still be in the video. Alright, so now we get to the food items, and we got a couple of them. So we got Hatsune Miku ramen, which we're going to save for last because I got to heat up some water and then put it in the container. We got Hatsune Miku cotton candy over here, and then we got these two Hatsune Miku sodas. So first up is this one in this bottle. So this is Hatsune Miku Plushine. So yeah, it's not just Hatsune Miku, it's sponsored by that Plushine cat you've probably seen everywhere too. This is like a joint venture between the two of them, and it says it's blue raspberry soda. There we go. It smells sweet. It smells kind of like a Fanta, which I haven't had that many of, but from the few that I have, it has like that kind of like carbonated, fruity smell to it. Like grape soda or orange soda have that kind of smell, except here it smells like blue raspberry. So so far it smells nice. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, it's like I said, it tastes like a Fanta, except it does have a nice blue raspberry taste to it. So let's try the canned soda and let's see how that tastes. All right. Oh, this smells like cotton candy a little bit, mixed with like a cupcake kind of smell. It smells like a pastry. Vaguely smells like cotton candy a little bit, but it has like that kind of like when you first take cupcakes out of the oven before you put the frosting and stuff on, that's kind of what it smells like. It's good, but it's the last thing I would have expected it to smell like. And it tastes like cupcake too. I get like, it's good. It tastes like a cupcake. It's sweet. It's delicious, but that's the last thing I expected this to taste like. I'm looking at the can right now. It says cotton candy naturally flavored soda. You know what it kind of reminds me of? A while ago, I think this was like in 2020, Mountain Dew had this whole thing where it's like, oh, mystery flavor, Halloween themed Mountain Dew. And it was supposed to taste like cotton candy. This is like that, but better. Because this like legitimately does have a really good sweet cotton candy taste to it. You know what? I got the perfect idea. Give me a sec. Here's what we should do. We should mix these sodas together. Alright. So we got some of that. And then let's mix some of this soda together. Aw, the cotton candy flavor kind of like dissipated into this one. It tastes mostly like this one. There's a very faint aftertaste of the one in the can. either way, it tastes sweet regardless. It's good. It's not bad. It's just not the weird concoction that I was picturing, I guess. Now we got the Hatsune Miku cotton candy, and I'm assuming this is just going to taste like an actual cotton candy version of this soda right here. On the case it says, swirled cotton candy, pink vanilla, blue raspberry. So I'm assuming that's probably what the canned soda was. So let's see how it tastes in physical form. I'll get it open. So let's see how Hatsune Miku cotton candy tastes. It tastes like cotton candy. Like really, if you've been to any state fair or carnival or whatever that has cotton candy, it doesn't taste that different from like any other cotton candy. Alright, so now we come to the big one. We come to Hatsune Miku Electric Blue Ramen Iconic Blue Broth and Savory Leek Flavor. So I'm going to go out there, I'm going to start up the kettle, and we're going to heat up some water, and then we're going to pour it in, and then we're actually going to try the ramen. While the water is about to bubble, let's look at the instructions. It says, put all ingredients into cup, alright, add boiling water to fill line, let sit covered for 4 minutes, stir and let sit for another minute, and then enjoy. Okay. Yeah, that definitely smells like onion. There's a strong smell of onion right there. Okay, so now that we gave it enough time to sit and cool, and I gave it another minute to stir and sit, like the instructions said, let's pour it in here, and let's see how it tastes. As you'll notice, little chunks of leek, of green onion in there. Let's not delay the inevitable. Let's actually try this. Yeah, it's just kind of bland. Most of the flavor is coming from the spiciness of the onion. Even with the broth, like the signature, what was it? What they say on the thing? Iconic blue broth. The iconic blue broth. Even that. Yeah, I mean, most of the flavor is coming from the onion, which is, yeah, it's spicy. It's definitely bringing the most amount of flavor, because the noodles themselves are just kind of bland. I mean, I typically, I'm fine with noodles. Like, I've had them a couple of times, but it's like, I don't know, like, it's kind of the same thing as the cotton candy. It's like you expect a little bit more with how much they advertise it, but overall, best thing of all these items, I would say, is probably the cotton candy soda. I actually really enjoyed this. Like, I was expecting it to be, like, at least passable, but it actually blew past my expectations. I actually really liked it. And that's not to say that this wasn't good. It was. I just liked that one a little bit more. I gotta say, the ramen I was actually kind of surprised by. For a Hatsune Miku ramen, it's pretty much what I expect. A lot of the flavor was coming from the onion, which depends on whether or not you like onion. And I've had green onions before. I mostly like them in chip form, surprisingly. I actually like green onion chips fine. But in terms of, like, on their own, it really depends on what meal they go with. I was surprised that the noodles were as bland as they were. I mean, I liked the cotton candy fine. I like them more than the ramen, honestly. Again, it does kind of have the same issue of, like, you're really only buying it just for the brand recognition. That being said, I mean, if you've had cotton candy and if you like cotton candy, it's not bad at all. If the keychain's cute, there's not much to say there. It's a little chibi Miku. It's like, that's pretty adorable. The lanyard, I mean, you know, the lanyard's neat. If you want to go around conventions and, you know, pretend to be a Hatsune Miku fanboy, then yeah. Oh, the hat is definitely one of the lesser things. And I mean, the manga, I mean, I like the plot synopsis on the back, and the few pages I was able to read. Again, I know I didn't finish it in time for this, but yeah. So the first few pages that I got into, it's fun. It's pretty neat. So. Yeah, again, maybe this will be a future review at some point. Not making any promises, but maybe someday. Remember, everybody, it's like Hunter S. Thompson once said, You know, there's freaks in the Freak Kingdom, and it's where the buffalo roam, and it's also Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and do it for the Miku.